This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Moat Marine Lab responding to a beached whale on a Sarasota beach early this morning. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter joins us now in the studio with more details. Jacqueline.
Good afternoon, Scott. Yes, a dead pilot whale washed up on the shore near Siesta Key Beach today. Deputies responded around 3 a.m. to Point of Rocks Beach and Midnight Pass Road. That's just south of the main Siesta Key access point. They found the 12-foot whale washed up. Now we're told it was a male. Deputies then called Moat Marine's stranding investigations program to help responders, then towed the whale to the Ken Thompson boat ramp. Scientists say pilot whales aren't typically seen in Sarasota Bay as they're a deep water species.
It's rare, and we typically don't see just one. In my nearly 20 years of doing this, I've only had, that I can think of, 2 that have stranded alone. So, we're in high alert right now to make sure that there aren't other animals out there that are about to hit our beaches.
A necropsy is planned to figure out how and why the whale died. Moat Marine urges anyone who sees a stranded or dead dolphin, whale, or sea turtle in Manatee or Sarasota counties to contact their stranded investigations program. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you so much. I know the moat biologists and scientists there will figure out what happened with that whale. And yeah, it doesn't happen too often, fortunately, around here.
Interesting. I noticed on some of the video there were some indications of scarring on the carcass, so it'll be interesting to see if that is any way involved. No, I mean, you don't see that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to know what the actual cause is.
Well, John, the weekend is almost here. It
is almost here. And tell you what, today anyway, it's going to be a pretty nice start to the weekend.
Yeah.
I think this evening it'll be nice and clear for the most part. There might be a shower or 2 around, but much less than average. A lot of blue sky out there this morning. Started off the morning with a beautiful sunrise, and I think we'll probably end up the day with a pretty nice sunset as well. And very little showery activity near the coastline to mar anybody's outdoor activities. Inland, you might see an isolated shower or 2 build, though we're not seeing much across the region, less than yesterday. And the dry air is still in place across the region. Plentiful amounts of sunshine just about everywhere you look. Daytime highs warm again today. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the increasing chances of rainfall as we head into the weekend. Coming up in just a few, Scott.
John, thank you. Bradenton police are investigating the death of a boy they say was accidentally shot by his brother. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon at a home managed by the Bradenton Housing Authority. When officers arrived, they found 12-year-old Abraham Luna shot inside the home. He later died at Manatee Memorial Hospital.
Really upset that it happened so close to me, and I have a granddaughter. She's down there with me, and they were out.
And I just feel very heartbroken about that, about a sibling shooting another sibling. So I think it's very heartbreaking.
Bradenton police say this is still an active investigation. A Manatee County McDonald's restaurant is robbed early this morning. It happened around 3 a.m. at the McDonald's on 67th Street Circle East. That's off State Road 64 near I-75. Sheriff's deputies say 2 masked men armed with guns demanded money from the restaurant's safe. 2 others were forced to give the robbers their valuables. No one was hurt, and the robbers remain on the loose. Call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS if you have any information that can help investigators with this robbery. At the White House, President Trump says he always told a straight story about whether he recorded his private conversations with former FBI Director James Comey. In an interview broadcast on Fox News this morning, Trump repeated that he never made tapes, but now he has a new allegation against the fired director.
I don't have any tape, and I didn't tape, but when he found out that that there may be tapes out there, whether it's governmental tapes or anything else, and who knows, I think his story may have changed. I mean, you'll have to take a look at that, because then he has to tell what actually took place at the events, and my story didn't change.
The president also disputed Comey's assertion that he asked the FBI director for a pledge of loyalty during a meeting. Comey testified to the Senate Intelligence Committee earlier this month that when he saw Trump's tweet inferring there were recordings, he felt compelled to ask a friend to share the content of his memos that detailed his conversations with the president. The healthcare showdown is heating up on Capitol Hill. The Republicans against the new Senate GOP healthcare bill are demanding negotiations to make fixes. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
Today, let the negotiations begin. Strong opposition to the Senate GOP plan to replace Obamacare. The Republican bill facing critics from within.
I just didn't run on Obamacare Light. I didn't run on replacing it with more government programs.
Republicans can't lose 2 votes from their caucus. Already, 4 conservatives are hard no. Some believe the bill doesn't do enough. Others worry it repeals too much.
Obviously, it's a process where it deserves consideration and debate and not knee-jerk reaction.
The bill ends the Affordable Care Act requirement that everyone must have health insurance, offers tax credits to help Americans buy coverage, but scraps subsidies to lower costs, rolls back the Obamacare expansion of Medicaid, but leaves in place protections for people with pre-existing conditions.
Save our liberty!
The bill sparking protests on Capitol Hill and at the D.C. airport. Demonstrators giving senators something to think about as they review the bill at home this weekend.
There are 52 of us. All of us have leverage. This is an opening offer, not the final deal, so time will tell.
President Trump confident on Fox News this morning.
It's a very complicated situation from the standpoint you do something that's good for one group but bad for another. It's a very, very narrow path, but I think we're going to get there.
Despite negotiations and that looming analysis from the Congressional Budget Office, Senate GOP leaders are still trying to get this bill passed before the July 4th recess. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Some good news for General Motors. The company is no longer under government supervision. GM had agreed to a 3-year consent order in 2014 that required regular discussions with government regulators about recalls and other safety issues. The deal was prompted by the recall of more than 2 million General Motors vehicles with defective ignition switches. They had been linked to more than 120 deaths. The government found the automaker stalled for at least a decade before recalling those vehicles. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now with a look at the day on Wall Street. And Jeff, it was another interesting week in the headlines. And how are the markets responding to those?
Scott, we can't get away from the headlines, that's for sure. Good to see about GM. Georgia, there was a vote and the Republicans won. As we know, Uber CEO stepped down and a lot of other stuff going on. So far, the Dow and the S&P relatively flat for the week, while NASDAQ 1 1/4 in the positive. Oil dropped about 4% since last week, as well as the Treasury 10-year 2.16. Can't get away from that number. Woke up this morning, the futures were negative. Let's see how we're currently trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average 21,400, up 3 points. Barely negative, but still positive. NASDAQ 6,249, up 13 points, leading the way again, almost 1/4%. S&P 2,438, up 4 points, 0.17 in the positive.
We know Facebook is a huge part of our society today. How is the company trying to take more responsibility with its product?
Scott, they definitely are. And with 2 billion people checking in and monthly, they decided to change their mission statement. The old one was making the world more open and connected. Now they're saying they're giving people the power to build community, that's the big thing, and bring the world closer. Some of the problems they have encountered, filter bubble, that's when people really see the same news, the same opinions that reinforce their existing beliefs so they don't see the other side. Believe it or not, terrorism recruiting is a big issue with Facebook. They have these secret groups, but Facebook is combating that with artificial intelligence, as well as 150 employees focused just on that. Fake news, again, artificial intelligence is helping with that, hate speech, and obviously murder, violence, and self-harm with Facebook Live they've seen. The answer, they're focusing on having individuals join groups. I don't know if that's going to be the solution, Scott, but right now Facebook's trading around $153, up 33% for the year. They've got to be doing something right, so hopefully this will come to fruition.
Okay, we'll wait and see. Jeff, thanks so much.
Have a great weekend, Scott.
You too. Time now to check in for lunch with ABC 7 culinary director Judy Gallagher. She joins us today from Sophie's at Saks Fifth Avenue at the mall at University Town Center. Judy?
I'm so happy to be at one of my favorite places to lunch. I love Sophie's here at Saks Fifth Avenue. Many of you may not even realize this beautiful cafe exists. It's up on the 2nd floor at the UTC Mall, and it just feels like this urban uptown vibe. with delicious food, whether you're looking for something light like a beautiful goat cheese salad, or you're looking for pate and cheese plate, and believe it or not, one of the best burgers in town. This is the place to be. So maybe you're going to do a little shopping, even power walking in the mall, and then come up to the second floor and explore the opportunities at Sophie's at Saks. I just found out they're extending their Savor Sarasota menu throughout this summer, so you can enjoy that as well. 3 courses for $16. And they have a lovely bar, get a nice French champagne, and so much more. Stay with me throughout the hour at Sophie's at Saks.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live in the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
one.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma!
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature comes in at 88 degrees with a dew point of 72. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there, but a lot of sunshine as well. Plenty of sunshine around. Southeast wind comes in at about 9. That southeast wind will continue on through the early afternoon. Then the sea breeze will start to kick in, twisting that southeast wind locally around to the southwest. 86 degrees in Wauchula, 88 in Arcadia, 87 in Mayaca, 87 in Northport. Punta Gorda comes in at 88. In Bradenton, you've got 87, 87 in Parrish, 86 degrees Lakewood Ranch. Longboat's got 84, a little bit cooler there. That's nice, 87 degrees in Venice. And you folks in Inglewood have 85 degrees. We'll start to see that sea breeze kicking in, keeping the coastline a little bit cooler. It's still going to be warm. You're still looking at lower 90s in a lot of these areas, but at least it's not going to be the mid-90s, which I'm afraid you'll find in inland areas today. Nothing going on radar right now. Everything's very quiet, but we'll probably see a shower or two developing in inland areas a little bit later on. And I do mean later on, probably not mid-afternoon. Won't see any showers then. But like yesterday, the showers are going to start a little bit later in the day. Probably around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. We'll start to see a few of those showers build in inland areas and then work their way to the coast, ending at around 11 o'clock tonight. But the total amount of coverage is going to be less than it was yesterday. We'll be looking at only about a 10-20% coverage, and that's mostly in inland areas. This is, of course, the National Radar Composite, and I've put it through a 12-hour loop. Watch as this cold front advances towards the massive showers that's already in place. Well, this is what's left over of Debbie. You can see the little bit of spin there, kind of giving way to a more linear line of shower. That's kind of redundant, isn't it? To a more linear shower line. And that is being absorbed by the frontal boundary. So this two distinct systems is really becoming one. And as that happens, it's really wringing out the moisture from what is still tropical depression, but is soon to be a post-tropical low. And what we'll probably get is another 4 inches of rainfall today in parts of the Ohio Valley, stretching back into Kentucky and Tennessee particularly, especially in the southern part of the mountain ranges. That's where most of the rain will be falling. That frontal boundary, by the way, as it approaches the deep south, will have an impact on our weather as we head into next week. What we'll see is that front finally make it into the state of Florida, but then stall out, kind of a late season frontal boundary. It'll stall out. It'll bring us a slightly elevated chance of rain showers as we head into next work week. But for today, the rain chance is really kind of minimal, coming in at about, as I said, 10, maybe 20%. But what we're left with, without those cooling rains, of course, are the big 3 H's: heat, humidity, and a little bit of a hazy horizon. Isolated showers late in the day. Better chances over the weekend, though. We'll return some of that upper-level moisture that's lacking today, and we'll have a little bit better chance of rain showers Saturday and Sunday, but still only about a 30% chance or so. As we head into next week and that front stalls out over North Florida, our rain chances will elevate to about 50 to 60%, and that'll be for a good chunk, certainly, of the midweek period. Scott?
Okay, a few 3 brands of hummus are being recalled for potential listeria contamination. The products are sold in Fresh Foods Market, Lantana, and Market Side, and have pine nuts on top. The company House of Thaler say the roasted pine nuts may be contaminated with listeria. The products were distributed from April to June 13th in the U.S. There have not been any reports of illness. In health news, sugar seems to make everything taste better, but it's also something that could be making us sick. Sugar helps pack on pounds and is a leading cause of heart disease. Experts say at least part of the problem is people can't stop consuming it. Our brain reacts to sugar the same way an addict's brain reacts to drugs. One way to get some control is going cold turkey for 3 days. Eliminate all sugar, including the natural kind in fruits and starchy vegetables. Also avoid dairy, grains, and alcohol. During this time, you should be eating lean protein, vegetables, and healthy fats only. And then this will recalibrate your palate, allowing you to taste the natural sweetness in foods. When we come back, we're going to meet our pet of the week. And then later, what was supposed to be a joke ended up not being so funny for actor Johnny Depp. The comments the actor made that are causing some controversy.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Player Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Start your day with Ray, Jacqueline, and John, the new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
It's time now to meet our pet of the week. John is with the founder of Dante's Den and host of Animal Outtakes, Marcia Pernucci, to tell us all about Chong. Guys?
Hi, hey, Marcia, how are you?
You have your lap partner right
Oh,
here.
my goodness,
Yes.
I got 30 pounds of cat right here. What a sweetheart, though, huh?
Oh, absolutely beautiful. And looking for Cheech. We were kind
Right,
of
yeah,
kidding about
exactly,
that,
right,
Cheech and Chong.
right. What beautiful eyes
oh,
this cat has.
yes.
Big, huge, saucer-like eyes.
Yes. You know, we have a little sad story. I hope we will end with a happy story. Chong was in a beautiful home and doing so very, very well, but unfortunately his owner passed away. And so now he is at Cat Depot, and he's looking for another happy home. Now look at that face.
Oh, my goodness.
Now he is a wonderful lap puppy, and you know the beauty part of it, doesn't he have a very young look, John?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Okay, he's 13 years young.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's
So
something
as
else.
you well know, these kitties can go on for a very, very long time.
That cat lived to be 20.
Well, there you go.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
And you know,
impressed.
he's very, very healthy. And so, you know, unless there's something catastrophic that comes across his way, I think that Chong is going to be with us for a very, very long time. And he loves to be, as you can see in your lap, he is great on a couch. If you want to watch TV, you can have your beer in one hand and you can have Chong in the other.
Beer and Chong.
Yes, yes,
Beer
yes.
Chong. Oh, so sweet. Lovely cat. Obviously, this cat has been well loved for because
Yes.
just absolutely loves being a lap cat, right?
Yeah, and it's just, if you can notice, just very, very calm, very, very serene, not scared of our cameras, and that's kind of a big test.
Taking a little nap.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
you
why
know,
not?
it's the afternoon.
I can relate.
Yeah. And you know, you and I were talking, John, about, of course, a subject that's very near to your heart, being a meteorologist, this heat.
Horrible right now. Temperatures
Horrible.
in the 90s, mid-90s inland.
Right.
Got to watch out for our pets.
That's right. And you know, those paws, everybody says, well, yeah, we get it, but you have to understand that the pads on the bottom of those paws, that is pulling in heat from pavement and everything else.
Yeah,
and
they go barefoot.
Yes, yes. And that's how they become overheated. It's not necessarily the ambient that works against them. It's coming in through the paws. That's both dogs and cats alive. So
And they
you
burn
have,
those little paws,
oh,
too.
it's awful. You know, it's no different with us in this horrible heat than it is in the winter up in the northern states when you have the ice and the sleet and all of that.
Exercise them in the morning or late afternoon.
Absolutely.
And,
And
otherwise, they want to do exactly what you do, which is be in the air conditioning in the
That's right,
afternoon.
and maybe take a nap or two.
Now,
you
how
know?
can they adopt this beauty here?
Well, they can go to Cat Depot, who also does a wonderful job of adopting these cats out. And you can dial 366-2404, fill out an application, go through an interview, and then Chong will be waiting.
Chong is a darling cat. Marcia, thanks so very much for bringing him in.
Thank you.
What a sweetheart. Chong, good luck to you. You're a good kitty. You sure are. Scott.
All right, Marcia, John, thank you both. A history-making night for Manatee County's IMG Academy. The Orlando Magic selecting IMG Academy alumnus Jonathan Isaac with the 6th pick in the NBA draft. He's now the highest selection in the draft and IMG program history. He's from the class of 2016 and went on to play at Florida State last season. He helped lead the Seminoles to their first NCAA tourney appearance in 4 seasons. Let's check back now with Chef Judy Gallagher. She's joining us today from Sophie's at Saks Fifth Avenue at Sarasota's University Town Center. Judy?
I want you to meet my friend Mark Resnick. Mark, we've known each other for years, and you are the general manager here at Sophie's. Tell us about why the name Sophie's and the experience.
Sure. Well, first, there's only 2 Sophies in the country. There's a Chicago one, and then us. Chicago opened in in January of 2014. We opened in October of 2014 when the mall opened. The restaurant is named after Sophie Gimbel. Quick history lesson, Sophie Gimbel was basically the face of Saks Fifth Avenue for about 40 years. Was married to Adam Gimbel from the Gimbel families, who was running Saks at the time, so about 1929 to 40 years. So everything about Sophie was classic American style, elegant, simple, sophisticated. That's basically what Sophie's restaurant is about. If you look at our decor, you look at our chairs, you look at our presentation, it's all about classic American style, simple and elegant. What you can expect from us, we kind of kept that theme. Everything is exceptionally fresh. I have deliveries every single day from local produce, from local seafood companies, and we try to give the best presentation and the best food possible here at Sophie's.
And I think you really nail it each and every time. Tell us about your hours of operation and about the weekend brunch offering.
Sure. My first seating is at 11:30 for lunch, and then Monday through Wednesday, my last seating is at 6. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's at 7. So you can come in at 6, you can come in at 7, have dinner, take your time, we don't kick you out.
Great.
We do have a hard close, of course, at 9 o'clock once Saks Fifth Avenue closes, but that's why we do the last seating. So.
Sounds perfect. And let's talk a little bit about your bar, because you have some unbelievable, refreshing cocktails and the perfect rosé, Mark.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have basically a full bar, anything your heart desires. I have a full wine list by the glass, champagne, reds, whites. Cocktails you see right here in front of you. This is the rosemary cherry martini. Has a Rainier cherry vodka, a little fresh rosemary, house-made sour mix. Has a nice sweet tart flavor to it. This one over here is the Fleur de Mur, which is from the Côte de Rhône region in France, a rosé. Has some watermelon notes, some peach, a little bit of lavender. Perfect for summertime right now. Rosés are super hot, and of course, we serve them here.
It is not your white Zinfandel, folks. Rosés are just, you're right, it's perfect this time of year. Now, speaking of hot, it's a little hot outside, so we're not outside today, but you do have a really cool lounge out there, and we'll mention that in the next segment when we meet the chef. Thanks so much, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. Chef is coming out to describe this great food. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Drive off in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Get a new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. Or purchase a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people.
small wonder.
Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, we're learning more about a man accused of stabbing a police officer at the Flint, Michigan airport earlier this week. FBI investigators say the suspect, Amor Fatoui, is a Canadian citizen originally from Tunisia. In the days leading up to the attack, investigators say he entered the U.S. legally through New York State and tried to buy a gun, but was denied. Instead, the FBI says the 49-year-old bought a foot-long Amazon jungle survivor knife. That's the one they say he used to ambush Lieutenant Jeff Neville on Wednesday morning. Neville was slashed in the throat and back.
When the subject went up to the officer and stabbed him, he continued to exclaim Allah, and he made a statement something to the effect of, "You have killed people in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and we are all going to die."
Neville is still recovering from that accident. Fatoui is facing several charges, including committing violence at an airport, but more charges could be coming. The FBI is investigating the incident as a possible act of terrorism. Developing this afternoon, actor Johnny Depp is in hot water for joking about assassinating the president. The remarks came during a segment yesterday in which the actor was speaking about President Trump. The Secret Service is aware of his comments. ABC's Pierre Thomas has more.
Can we bring Trump here? The beginning of a statement igniting controversy overnight.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Hollywood icon Johnny Depp at a movie screening in England, seeming to know his remarks would cause a stir.
It's going to be in the press, it'll be horrible. But I'd like that you're all a part of it. I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living. However, it's been a while, and maybe it's time.
According to the BBC, Depp, who in the past has impersonated the president in this Funny or Die video,
I want you to slap that every square inch of Trump Tower in brass.
Continued on saying it's just a question. I'm not insinuating anything. But the backlash was swift. One person writing on Twitter, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president? GOP representatives targeted and shot days ago. Depp is not the first entertainer to come under fire for their recent political comments. Madonna taking heat for this speech just one day after the inauguration.
Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. But I know that this won't change anything.
And just 3 weeks ago, comedian Kathy Griffin apologizing after this video shoot went viral, showing her holding up the bloody decapitated head of President Trump.
I made a mistake and I was wrong.
That was Pierre Thomas reporting. Depp played Trump last year in a Funny or Die video parody of the businessman's 1987 book called The Art of the Deal. In London, firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused a massive tower fire that killed 79 people. They're investigating now a model of refrigerator that may have sparked last week's fire. The particular model had not been subject to any product recalls. The fire did spread quickly through the Greenfell tower block, leading to concerns that cladding on the building did not meet fire safety rules. Back in the States, the National Weather Service is trying to figure out how many tornadoes touched down in Alabama as remnants of what was Tropical Storm Cindy moved north from the Gulf Coast. Outside of Birmingham, there was one confirmed EF2 tornado. It injured 4 people. More than 1,000 people are still without power today. And then in the Florida Panhandle, a water spout was spotted less than a mile offshore of Pensacola. And now that thing is just continuing to, you were showing us earlier, John, sort of melding with another system and creating a large amount of rain for a big amount of the East Coast.
Yep, sure is, and a lot of it is in the Mississippi River catchment basin, so that'll be eventually traveling downstream, and maybe downstream where they're not really having a problem right now. Maybe next week they might be having a problem. We'll wait and see how that works out. But the good news is it's ending in its final stages now, so that's nice. The frontal boundary that's actually starting to help it fall apart is eventually going to work its way into Florida, kind of late in the season for that to happen. But we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows a nice sunny start to the day as dawn broke. And we saw a little bit of fair weather clouds now building in inland areas. We have a lot of low-level moisture. We don't have a lot of upper-level moisture, and you can see these clouds really don't have a lot of loft to them. I think as we head into the afternoon period, a few of them may produce a shower or two, but currently none on radar. Mostly it's going to be an inland rain event, and it's not going to be much of an event. We'll have a few scattered showers around, but really that's about it. Daytime high in the low 90s. It'll be hot and steamy. We'll talk all about it in a few minutes, Scott.
John, thank you. A retired Ringling Brothers train car is damaged after it caught fire. This happened yesterday afternoon in Manatee County. The company was trying to dispose of the train car when a spark caused it to catch on fire. However, firefighters were on the scene and quickly put it out. Manatee County Animal Services changing its policies after a dog is left in a vehicle and dies. Deputies arresting Frederick Browning on animal cruelty charges. They say last month Browning picked up 3 dogs during his shift. 2 of them had died before he got them. When his shift ended, he dropped those 2 dead dogs off at Animal Services in Palmetto, but left the 3rd dog, which was still alive, inside the van. It was found dead by another employee the next day. Browning told investigators he was in a rush and forgot to get the dog.
Responsibility falls on the person that has the custody of that animal, much like you would see with a child or an elderly person or a human. If you are given that responsibility to make sure that this person is being taken care of, then you're responsible.
An investigation revealed the dog died of heat stroke. Browning has since resigned from Animal Services. The agency now has a new policy where all vehicles are checked by another employee upon returning to Animal Services. A long-running legal battle over homelessness between the City of Sarasota and the American Civil Liberties Union of Florida is now over. A federal judge approving a settlement. The ACLU filed a lawsuit against the city 2 years ago on behalf of 6 homeless people. The lawsuit claimed police officers violated the Constitution by citing the homeless for sleeping outdoors. Under a joint stipulation, the city is now required to provide access to beds to those without shelter, and if beds are not available, the homeless cannot be punished for sleeping outdoors. The city also agrees to pay the plaintiffs $1,000 each. Surveys have shown most children in housing projects do not have any books at home, but the Sarasota Housing Authority is out to change that this summer by taking part in a national campaign to help get more books into children's hands. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us now with details on how you can help. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, not all kids have books or even live near a library. So this program is called Book Rich Environment. The Housing Authority is collecting books to give to and loan to the 300 kids living in their communities. Sarasota and Manatee counties recently won an All-American City Award, in part thanks to efforts to help grade-level reading. The head of the Sarasota Housing Authority says they're going to provide thousands of books to their youngest residents and change what's been a book desert into a reading oasis.
Honestly, if they were to take these home and not return them, we're okay with that too. I mean, we really want them to be accessing the books and having them in the home as much as possible.
If you want to give books to the cause, their offices are on North Orange Avenue near 19th Street in Sarasota. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you so much. Former President Obama and his family beginning a vacation in Indonesia. The former first family arriving in Bali this morning. Excuse me. The former president lived there for several years as a child. The Obamas will be in Indonesia for about 9 days. Let's get back to Chef Judy Gallagher, who joins us today from Sophie's at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Well, welcome back. I'm here with Chef Andrew Thompson. I'm really excited, Andrew. You're doing some rock star, creative, but fresh from the farm food. Let's start right over here with this beautiful salad.
Thank you very much indeed, Judy. This is our goat cheese and beetroot salad, which we source as many items and ingredients that we can locally. These beets are from a local farm, and we use local companies. And it's just a really good taste of spring. You've got the pea shoots, you've got the candied walnuts, and we've got some lettuces and different salad greens. It's a real good taste of spring, nice and fresh.
It sure is. Now, I love pate and a cheese course.
We do too. This is one of our favorites. This is house-made pates that we make here at Sophie's. This is a chicken liver parfait, and this is a more rustic country French pork terrine made with pistachios. And then we've got some cold cuts, some prosciutto, some salami, and some capicola, some pickled local peppers, which we made in winter when they're in season. And then we're very keen about our cheese program. This is a mature Irish cheddar, which has been aged for 3 years, that we bring over. And it's just finished with a little truffle honey and some Greek olives.
Oh, it's just perfect. And over here, your shrimp roll?
Yes, this is a very popular item here at Sophie's with the ladies who lunch. This is a take on the New England lobster roll. We make it with shrimp, and we use a little traditional Mary Rose dressing just to bind it, a little celery, a little tarragon, and we just serve it with some fresh fried vegetable chips on the side.
Perfect. Now, I'm a burger aficionado.
We are too here.
I'm about to write my part 2 of burger, and this baby really makes it.
This is a burger I'm really, really happy with. It's a brioche bun, and then we use a blend of chuck, brisket, and sirloin for the beef. We dry our tomatoes and roast them so they're not quite as wet. They're a little more concentrated on the flavor. And then that's topped with some of the Irish cheddar, and then some bacon jam, some crispy onion fries, and a little pickle, and of course hand-cut French fries.
Which are to die for. Not that I took 1 or 2 before you came out, but I'm just saying to die for. That's right. And a classic, a chef that can prepare a roast chicken so beautifully, it shows your skill. Let's talk about this dish.
That's a roasted chicken. We roast it to order. It's semi-boneless, so we roast it on the bone with the leg and the little wing meat apart from that. And we concentrate on keeping the flesh of the chicken nice and moist and the skin super, super crispy.
Now, really quickly, let's talk about the salmon salad before we go.
Sure, that's a lovely piece of Scottish salmon that we have brought in, and it's served on a Mediterranean salad with some feta, some of those special olives, some confit tomatoes, a little avocado, and a red wine reduction with just finished with a touch of port.
And beautiful bread service with changing butters each and every day. Chef, thank you. It's so delightful, but don't go away. We're coming back with dessert in just a few minutes.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Quiet conditions across the Sun Coast right now. Beautiful shot from our tower cam down, looking over the waters. Fairly flat surfaces out there, you know. We've had some kind of windy days here lately, and then kind of taming down just a little bit, leading to some pretty nice conditions. Our moderate chop will be reduced to a light chop before you know it. Nice day to be out there on the water, I'd say, especially since it's going to be so hot this afternoon. Probably come in at around 91, 92 degrees, something like that. And inland temperatures probably warmer still. Lots of sunshine across the area, some smaller clouds as well, but really everything looks pretty quiet right now. Day planner shows that as we head into the afternoon, we'll pick up about a 10% chance of rainfall today. That'll be mostly in the inland areas, and it really won't be any kind of, I don't think, terribly heavy rain. You'll probably just see scattered showers. Current conditions include daytime high temperatures that'll top out, as I mentioned, in the 90s, but even now already we're looking at temperatures that are coming in pretty close to the 90-degree mark in many locations. Currently, the official temperature at the airport coming in at around 88 degrees or so, and we have a wind that's generally out of the southeast. That southeasterly wind should continue on for another couple of hours, and then we'll start to pick up a southwest wind as that sea breeze builds. Inland temperatures closing in on that 90 mark pretty quickly. As far as radar goes, there's not much happening right now. Got a little spot of perhaps some drizzle here just to the east of Parrish, but otherwise most of the state's pretty quiet. We do have some showers over on the other coast where that onshore wind flow is creating a better chance at some rainfall. And of course, the merging of the two systems continues at this hour, with what's left of Cindy pretty much being absorbed by a frontal boundary. That frontal boundary sinking south promises us a better chance of rain as we head into midweek next week. That front will basically stall out over north central Florida by probably Monday or Tuesday of next week, and enhance rainfall chances then. But until then, we get the 3 H's: heat, haze, and humidity. And that'll be with us throughout the day today, with maybe an inland shower, but the chance of that smaller than we normally might find at this time of year, coming in at about 10 or 20%. And then better weekend rain chances. We got a lot of surface moisture around. Obviously, you can tell that. You go outside and it's really hot and humid. These temperatures that you see here are our dew point temperatures, and they're an indication of how much moisture is in the air. Dew points in the 70s and mid 70s feels really sticky and oppressive, and we've got that throughout the state. Now aloft, we have this drier air, and that's the reason we'll limit the number of showers that we get today. The water vapor imagery showing this dry air as the tan colorization. But notice the turquoise high moisture content air kind of rotating around the high pressure ridge and bringing down some of that moisture rich air as we head into the weekend. That's what's going to enhance our rainfall chances just a little bit. And then that stuck front to the north next work week bumps up the rain chances even more to about 50 or 60% by Tuesday or Wednesday. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. A Georgia man is looking to make a historic swim this weekend. He wants to be the first person to take a solo swim across 2 Hawaiian islands. 55-year-old Chris Shoup is a swim coach from Atlanta, and he says it's always been a dream of his to swim all of the Hawaiian islands.
I got a lot of nerves and a lot of apprehensions and stuff, but just like when I did Ironman races and everything else, as soon as the gun goes off and I start moving, it all goes aside.
His first swim is 75 miles. It's expected to take at least 32 hours, but he'll have a team with him, supplying him with water, food, and words of encouragement. We wish him luck. Coming up in your Suncoast News, Ron Howard is taking command of the Millennial Falcon, and what special event is bringing rocker Billy Joel back to high school? It's all coming up next in entertainment news.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free, and service andservices.com. andservices.com.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Player Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. andservices.com. andservices.com.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia. But the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Mark, I have to have you on again to describe the dessert sampler. It's incredible.
Sure. This is the chef's tasting. Basically, it changes up every day or every so often. On here, what you have is you have a raisin tart, and the raisins are soaked in a creme de poet liqueur, which is a pear liqueur, so it has a little bit of liquor flavor to it. You have a vanilla creme brulee. You have our signature coconut bread pudding with a little bit of caramel sauce on it, a good old churro on top. Over here, you have a white chocolate and fig cheesecake. And then here you have a raspberry, basically shooter custard.
And over here?
And this is the vanilla panna cotta. Of course, you have fresh strawberries on it, and blackberries and raspberries, and a nice little swoosh of strawberry sauce.
It's beautiful. I mean, I feel like your food here is an expression of art, truly the culinary art.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, if it looks good, it's going to taste good.
That's true. And I did want to give a shout out to the outdoor lounge. It's pretty hot this time of year, but people could also rent it for a party.
Absolutely. You can. We have a full bar outside, so you can rent it for cocktail parties, sit-down dinners. So.
Perfect. Well, guys, I'm going to send it back to you because it's time for me to have a little bit of dessert. It's been a great visit at Sophie's. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Judy. The Star Wars world thrown into turmoil this week when the directors of the highly anticipated Han Solo spin-off movie were fired. But Ron Howard is coming to the rescue. He'll be taking over as director of that movie. The previous directors were fired 3/4 through the filming for allegedly trying to inject too much improv comedy into the multi-billion-dollar franchise. Howard and George Lucas go way back. He starred, of course, in Lucas's American Graffiti in 1973 alongside Harrison Ford, Han Solo himself. The latest Transformer movie is off to a weak start at the box office this weekend. Its Wednesday opening was the lowest for any film in the franchise, but it did have a fantastic opening night in China and is expected to make a truckload of money overseas. No other big movies are opening this weekend. Some big names for next year's Hollywood Walk of Fame class. Star Wars legend Mark Hamill and Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence are among the motion picture honorees. TV's Wonder Woman Linda Carter and Empire star Taraji P. Henson topped the small screen list. And then music honorees include Harry Connick Jr., Snoop Dogg, Carrie Underwood, and Weird Al Yankovic. And 50 years after finishing school, Billy Joel is going back. He'll be speaking this weekend to a graduating class in his hometown of Long Island. The 68-year-old rock and roll Hall of Famer did not graduate with his high school class because he had fallen shy by 1 English credit. He came back, though, in 1992 to receive his diploma. Joel told the audience then, quote, "I can finally pull myself out of this dead-end job and start working on a career with a real future."
That's funny.
He's done pretty well.
Not too bad.
Despite missing that 1 credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
And what's so great about his songs, so many of them, are the lyrics. I mean, they just tell such a wonderful story.
Oh, they really do. He's,
Yeah.
he's you know, a balladeer.
Yeah,
Really good stuff. And I understand that he's been very supportive of his high school, too, even though he never did graduate, you know, donations of money and such.
That's
And
great.
I believe he played at one of their benefits as well.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I believe that's true. We have across our region today some pretty quiet conditions, but there may be a shower or two. Bob will track them on radar later on.
Okay, John, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. We hope to see you again at 5.